What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind Mind, and this is the March 2021 weekday and weekend drops. Listen, man, there's a lot going on in gaming, but before we begin, deep dive in a lot of this stuff, be sure to follow me at Twitch, Master23Mind, YouTube, Mastermind RGTV, and podcasts everywhere and anywhere, Real Gamer. All right, and the old shows RGTV. Listen, man, we're going to jump right into it, man. First, we're going to talk about some of this Nintendo news, man. Listen, man, we may just be getting a Nintendo Pro, a Switch Pro. We may be getting a Switch Pro. But see, this is my thing about it. I'm going to talk about the specs, man. And the thing is, they say is, rumors right now, they're saying that it's 4K when you plugged in, have it plugged into the dock onto the television, 7-inch screen, OLED, 720, 720, that's it? Like, what? Come on, later this year? Listen, man. The 4K plugged into the dock station and all that up to the TV, that's cool. But the whole thing with the screen being 720, you gotta do better, Nintendo. You gotta do better. Full HD screen at least, 1080p at least. We still don't know like the chips. You know what I'm saying? What's the maker of the chips? You know what I'm saying? We don't know the full specs of this mystery Nintendo Switch Pro yet, but rumors that it's coming out this year, and that's gonna go hand into hand. I was talking about last podcast episodes, the February weekday drops and weekend drops. I was talking about the new Pokemon they got dropping and the Breath of the Wild 2. While we didn't see that, they claim it wasn't ready and all that. So listen, I think the reason why it wasn't ready is because they're working on it, building it on the Switch Pro. Now, it may be available for the Switch also, but it's definitely running on the Switch Pro. That's what I'm saying. We got to have something, man, because they showed us a little glimpse of Breath of the Wild 2 back last year. I think that was sometime last year. We got a little glimpse of it. No, I think it was like 2019 or something. We got a little glimpse of it or whatever. And you mean to tell me, you know what I'm saying? I understand pandemic and all that came about, but for the mere fact that, man, you guys are working on some new hardware. You have to be, man, because you got to be working on some new hardware. That Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 looked pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And not just that, but also the mere fact that this new Pokemon that you all showed, it looks pretty good too. You know what I'm saying? And it's a couple scenes in there that look like, wait a minute, they're like Breath of the Wild. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking that for two, and then that Pokemon ain't coming out no time this year. So for the mere fact that, you know what I'm saying, these Nintendo great games are coming out and they're not coming out this year and they look good, you got to be on the next, some type of Nintendo next gen. And for the mere fact that Nintendo was working on, remember I was talking about the network servers or whatnot, they're upgrading those, having better network services. Look, so it's a lot of things that's in place that's like signs of a new Nintendo console on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to dive deep into that a little bit later on, man. Let's get right into this. Final Fantasy VII Remake is now free for this month. So look, all the PlayStation fans out there, go ahead and go and just download these free games, man. If you got PlayStation Plus, download these free games. And if your Plus account is expired, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, you still get to keep one of these games, and that's the Ratchet and Clank. That's also free. Remember I was talking about PlayStation doing something, giving away free games like they usually do, but they got something like Play at Home type thing. Well, Ratchet and Clank is attached to that. That's free, even if your PlayStation Plus thing is expired or whatever, you get to keep that. So that's a good to go. The PlayStation State of Play came out, you know what I'm saying, a couple weeks ago. It wasn't that exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping for a little bit more. A couple things, it was okay. Great to see that, you know what I'm saying, Final Fantasy VII. I think that was probably the biggest news out of the PlayStation State of Play. When talking about the Final Fantasy VII Remake, that the new DLC they got coming forward, the PS5 enhancements, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was pretty great to kind of see. I'm trying to think what else was at the State of Play. The SIFU, that little ninja game looked pretty cool. That was one. Not really, like I said, not so many that really kind of just like, Final Fantasy VII, that's about the only thing that was like ready to go, you know what I'm saying? And speaking of something new, we got Doom VR. Now, Doom VR is going to be pretty interesting because Doom is one of those games to where, it's kind of creepy. Playing a creepy game like Doom, is creepy and colorful. Playing a creepy and colorful game like Doom in VR, hey, it's going to be kind of badass. So, Doom VR, man, it's going to be definitely one you may want to trial and error, play out or whatnot. PlayStation is removing some things off of their store, like the TV shows and the movies and the stuff that you rent. I got to think about that. I was reading about that and I was like, you sure can rent movies and TV shows from your PlayStation. Oh, I forgot about that. Does anyone still use that? Cool thing is, if you do have purchased items for like TV shows and movies or whatever on your PlayStation, you get to keep those, of course. You get to keep those and you still get to use them, whatever, but you won't be able to purchase anymore. They're removing that whole little category from their store. So, just kind of keep that in mind. But at the same time, most of us, we stream things like Netflix, Disney, Hulu, such and such, those things are still there. They're not going anywhere. But from the PlayStation Store, by the time you get this podcast, it'll probably be over and done with. But just remember, in the PlayStation Store where you purchase those movies and TV shows and all those, you get the rent stuff, kind of like a red box built into your PlayStation. Not no more. They're only sticking towards to the streaming part of it. Moving on, talking about some Superman. Listen, man, I didn't know Superman. I say Superman. Superman. I didn't know Superman got a show coming out on CW. Listen, man, I'm gonna have to come back in here and do another update on this DC talk. Me and Angry 80s, shout out to Angry 80s, man. We did a podcast. I think it was like last September. We was talking about some DC and whatnot. It was a pretty awesome podcast. Listen, man, DC is doing a great job with these TV shows. And for the mere fact, we got Superman TV show coming out. We got Flash, new season just dropped. You know what I'm saying? Arrow is finally over. Yeah, it's finally over. So many seasons, it's finally over. But Flash is pretty cool. And for the mere fact, we got a new season and got this new Superman. So hey, I'm pretty excited about that. So I had to mention that and talk about that on the show, because how they do the little crossovers or whatnot to like have, they have all of the superheroes come in on the episode. That's pretty little cross episodes. I think that's pretty dope. They need to kind of keep that, but they kind of confuse us with the whole loss, with the whole so many worlds it's got blown up and the ultimate universe, and I don't know. I get a little lost when they get into those or whatnot. But other than that, man, I'm excited to see what this new Superman show is going to be about, man. And we got Hitman 3, got some stuff they dropping all month long. Be sure to check out my Hitman 3 podcast. Yeah, it goes down over there too. And be sure to check out the Call of Duty podcast. Look, man, Call of Duty always dropping something new. Especially like we got this new Outbreak mode. It's freaking amazing. I feel like they can add more to it, but it's still freaking amazing. Be sure to check out the Call of Duty podcast and the Road Company podcast. That's pretty dope too. Swing on over there, man. Listen, man, y'all know how we rock, man. I will be back in here throughout the week, weekday and weekend drop. Be sure to follow me at Twitch, Mouse239, and stay tuned for more. And game on, baby. When I game, you gonna see me game. Yeah. What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind, man, and this is another weekday weekend drop. Listen, man, it's a couple stuff I want to come here to speak about. Nothing that too big, just a little something. Listen, man, the Bethesda deal has went through. We kind of already knew that was going to, end up happening. And for those that don't really know about it, be sure to check out the previous podcast where I talked full in depth about it. But listen, man, the deal, all you need to know is the deal is final. And the thing is about this Bethesda deal, listen, Bethesda got some games on a hit list now, you know what I'm saying? So these gonna eventually turn to, you know what I'm saying, when they come out with the new games that's on the list, Xbox is gonna be rolling in the dough. Listen, you hear me? They're gonna be rolling in the dough. Look, Bethesda is a pretty good game developing place, man. It's developing a lot of great games. Evil Within, that's one of the games. I actually got Evil Within 1 and 2. That was one of the games I was trying to think of the name of on one of the last segments. And that's the name of it, Evil Within. It's kind of like Resident Evil a little bit, but it's just a little bit different take. And Bethesda made it. It wasn't so bad, but if they was coming out with an Evil Within 3, it's going to probably be exclusively only on Xbox. So be sure to check out the Bethesda list and be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It's tons of games on Bethesda list. And with that being said, man, the whole Game Pass, remember, segments ago, I got to talking about Game Pass and the potential of what Game Pass can do. And not necessarily what it can do, but just how it's going to take over the whole industry of how we game. We're talking about the Game Pass allows you to play these games kind of like how Google Stadia was going to kind of do it. I was expecting Google Stadia to kind of take the same route as the Game Pass, but they didn't. So you get to play all these Xbox games for one particular price on all these devices. Hey, that sounds like a deal, man. Look, Game Pass is the deal breaker that gives Xbox that ultimate advantage over PlayStation. And with that, because there's backwards capability, you have access to all of the Xbox games. PlayStation don't have that. That is one of the biggest advantages that Xbox has. And again, I would recommend if you still don't know which one to get, go with the Game Pass. All out fails, go with the Game Pass. But hey, if your heart is telling you PlayStation, go with the PlayStation, because that's still, the console, the hottest on the market right now. And it's still, PlayStation is now turning into the Nintendo of the gaming industry. That's my thoughts on it right now. I'm going to say that again. PlayStation is turning into the Nintendo of the gaming market. You remember how before Xbox even came into the play, to where it was Nintendo, PlayStation, Sega, and stuff like that. Well, now PlayStation is the head OG honcho. You know what I'm saying? And by Xbox, they're like the now PlayStation into the gaming industry. If that makes any sense. Visualize and break that down. But listen, man, it's gonna be big, and Game Pass is something that I definitely recommend. If you don't know which one, if you're torn between the two, go with the Game Pass. You can't fail. Man, thinking about not fail, man. Look, Game Pass also, what they're working on with Xbox is a lot of these games can run at 120 hertz. Whoa, man. Yes, that's right. A lot of these older games and newer games have the ability to run at 120 hertz. Meanwhile, with PlayStation is still running at 60 frames. So again, man, these are just kind of little highlights that, wait a minute now, PlayStation, hopefully they come out in the future and fix a lot of this stuff or give us some type of update. Maybe make it backwards capability in the future. We don't know. This stuff is still fresh. This technology is still new. So you really don't know how it's going to go or how it's going to turn. Maybe year 2022, PlayStation say, hey, we sent out an update and their hardware is capable of playing all PlayStation games. You never know. We're just keeping hope alive, folks. That's all. Merely nothing too much, man. And keeping hope alive, I think we all have kept hope alive for the Grand Theft Auto 6. We have not heard anything about Grand Theft Auto 6. Only the thing that they're saying that this new Grand Theft Auto is going to be available for the PS5 and next gen consoles. It's not GTA 6, but it's not just a simple improvement of regular GTA 5. So what do you mean? You're giving me a half new game, but not the actual new game that we really want? I'm not understanding that, Rockstar. What's up with that? We want GTA 6. Bring it on in court. We want it. We want to hear about it. GTA 5, man, has been booming, crushing the game industry for about 10 years now. Like, literally. Grand Theft Auto 5 is one of the hottest still games that's still just on the top screaming chart, just still doing really, really good. So at this point, Rockstar is kind of just sit back, relax, and just rubbing their feet all across the floor, because Grand Theft Auto 5 is still doing numbers, man. And, yes, we all want a GTA 6, but I feel like, hey, if we get a GTA 6 now, man, that'll be great, and everybody just transfer right over to 5. That's probably when you see 5 just go out the window. Maybe. But hey, we still want that 6, man. Give us that 6, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta take a quick pause for a second. Listen, man, Square Enix also got their own little show, like you know how Nintendo has the Nintendo Direct, and the PlayStation have their own little show. You know what I'm saying? Like when they show little updates of upcoming games and stuff like that. Where Square Enix is about to start doing the same thing, to where they show updates of new Final Fantasy games or new games that's made by Square Enix, or updates on games that's currently already out. So that's gonna be pretty cool to kind of see. Maybe we can get a glimpse of the next Final Fantasy when they all make this about. Don't particularly know the dates, but by the time you hear the podcast, the dates and everything will probably be online, and you'll probably know more about it. Speaking of that, listen, I've been chosen to beta test the new PlayStation update. Also, just got that in yesterday, and we'll be testing that. Be sure to check me out at Twitch, Mouse23 Mind. We're gonna be more beta testing some PlayStation software. Those that don't know, I've been beta testing PlayStation update softwares for quite some time now. And be sure to check me out on YouTube, Mastermind RGTV. That's where I do a lot of that stuff at, man. Something else I wanted to come in here and really speak about and really deep dive. I think it was that Nintendo, potentially a Nintendo Pro we may get. I'll come back in here and kind of deep dive and pick that apart again. Go back and listen to the last segment. I think I did most of that. And it was something else. Oh, the freaking Ninja Turtle game. Listen, we got a new Ninja Turtle game that's kind of like arcade-like, but it's a freaking new Ninja Turtle game. Like when I seen it, I was like, hey, I remember Ninja Turtles. Oh, they're keeping it arcade style, but still making it like, it's like a new game, but it's like arcade style. Can't be mad at that. I give it a try, Hey, man, but listen, man, I'll be right back. I get on here and hop on some of this Call of Duty, man. Listen, man, be sure to check out the Call of Duty podcast, man. The Call of Duty podcast. Listen, man, Call of Duty update itself so much, and they change so much stuff in the game to where, what I'm saying, I will have to probably do a podcast on that every freaking day. So be sure to check me out on Twitch, where I'll be playing live and I actually be talking about it. But be sure to check out the podcast of Call of Duty, because we're going to be going deep into a lot of stuff for all of the seasons. Season 1, 2, and 3, 4. We're currently on season 2. Listen, man, that Outbreak, man, it's going to be so amazing, and I can't wait till they add more into it. We'll be back, man, with more weekday and weekend drop. Y'all stay tuned for more, man, and game on. Just notice the month that it's, it's a little slow in gaming, but things still be happening, and I still be breaking down a bunch of stuff in gaming. Just stay tuned for more. Game on. What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind Main, and this is the weekday weekend drop. Listen, man, I'm gonna come in and do a couple breakdowns and just speak about some stuff, man. I've been thinking about the whole Bethesda deal, and that's the hottest topic of going on right now, and what it's gonna mean for the future of Xbox, and what it's gonna mean for the future of gaming, period. I'm gonna give you a quick breakdown, man, because there's a couple of stuff I was looking into, and I already spoke about a lot of this stuff, so this is for, I guess, more of newcomers. But if you don't know what the Game Pass is and how it breaks down, and because I was a little bit twisted and confused myself, because they have 3 different ones. You have a Game Pass for the console, which is $9.99. And you have a Game Pass for the PC, which is $9.99, but the first time use is $1. Then you have the Ultimate Game Pass, which is $14.99, but it's also $1 for the first time use. Now, the Ultimate one is the one that I was speaking about, but just didn't have the clarified name by it. But the Ultimate one has the EA Play membership free with it. The Xbox Live Gold, that's included into the Ultimate Pass, and cloud gaming. Now, the whole cloud gaming is important because you can play all your favorite Xbox games on your mobile device. That's the clinch to it. That's the cloud gaming. Now, that stuff is included in the Ultimate, and other little perks or whatnot, and you still with the Xbox Game Pass Live, the Gold is included in that, and with that is just like PlayStation Plus subscription that gives you the free games every month. So that's in that. Now, that's the better value. That's the better deal. PlayStation may be selling really, really good right now for its consoles, in-home or whatnot. But man, the more bang for your buck is definitely the Game Pass. Because for the mere fact that now they have Bethesda under their belt. With that being said, so you have games like think about it, the new Doom, the newest Doom that just dropped. Well, the next Doom that comes out, and the next Evil Within, and like Bethesda got a couple games under their list, man, a bunch of them. So these next games, Fallout, these next games that comes out, like brand new, is gonna be exclusive for Xbox, and that's a big deal because you get to play all your favorite Xbox games, old and new, soon as they come out. And now you have this partnership with Bethesda Studios, and you can do all of this on your mobile device for about $15. Now that's not bad. $15, that's basically okay. That's what I think Google Stadia was trying to do. That's like a Netflix of gaming. Now that's pretty popular, and that's pretty dope because not only you move the better value over, get out the way PlayStation, I'm the better value, get out the way Nintendo, because now we're on the go. They're tackling both competitors at the same time, which is great because they now have gaming on the go, and they have a full just database of games from the beginning of the Xbox to Xbox now, like the whole Xbox ecosystem. I did a couple breakdowns about the whole Xbox ecosystems on previous podcasts before, but this is huge, man, because for $14.99, basically $15 a month, you can't really beat that. Versus with PlayStation, you have PlayStation Now, but they're charging for that. And that's basically, hey, you get to play your old PlayStation games on PC, and play them on the go or whatever, because it's done through PC, not necessarily through your mobile device. But see, the thing is, that's a paid for service, and then you have PlayStation Plus, which is a different paid for services. So the better bang for his buck is PlayStation. At bottom line is, PlayStation, they're gonna have to do something. Their short term is looking real good right now. Long term, I think Xbox is gonna take the win, because I've been saying this even before next generation even came about. Man, this whole new Xbox Game Pass, that's the sale right there. They don't even have to have a console at this point. So when you break it down and really think about when they kept saying depth to consoles, that's the ideal of it, kinda, because $15 anywhere on the go, mobile device, PC, play all your Xbox games, still play online with your friends, and still receive the gold perks, receiving these free games. When a new game first come out, or a Bethesda exclusive game, they're keeping it all in the Xbox ecosystem. Now the thing is, Xbox don't have the character catalog like Nintendo or PlayStation, but with that big marketing strategy as an A1 strategy, you're looking at a long-term win. Meanwhile, PlayStation, they're gonna have to change something. They're gonna have to either make PlayStation games backwards capability, all of them, give us that same service, take away the PlayStation Now and incorporate that into the PlayStation Plus at least. Nintendo, they're just going to continue to be Nintendo, but just a couple points that these points can really improve these gaming platforms. Nintendo, they need to get better at, I don't really want to say hardware, because we're now living in the future to where hardware is mostly less of an ideal because of cloud gaming. Nintendo can do something. If this next Switch to come out, but now we already kind of know the specs, for as 4K docked into the television and 720 undocked. No, we need better, because for the mere fact with Xbox Game Pass has better resolution and still playing these games 60 frames per second, 4K, whatever. With especially if you have a really good phone, like say the new Samsung, really good display. Let's say new iPhone or whatever. Like, these phones are pretty powerful. These phones are even more powerful than probably the new Switch. So with that being said, I say Nintendo probably need to focus on hardware. If they get some good hardware under their hands and really push for like upping the game of Nintendo, keeping keeping their catalog strong, of course, keeping it simple, but catching up the times in technology wise for its graphic and power, that's where Nintendo need to kind of put its focus at. PlayStation need to put its focus on more of the players and say, hey, look, we're not going to charge you guys for this, that, and this, that. We're going to go ahead and make PlayStation Now. We're going to incorporate that into PlayStation Plus. And the whole thing, you getting us to where we're paying these membership services, and a lot of these games are now becoming to play free online to play. Warzone, Fortnite, Road Company. A lot of these games are free, even without the PlayStation Plus services or any other services. You can just play these games. A lot of these games are free to play online. So with that being said, don't just charge us this just to, say, hey, you got to play online, so you got to play it. That's how it kind of used to be back in the day. But with that being said, PlayStation will have to change something. They will have to change these marketing strategy moves. They will have to do these things, because right now they got the short-term game. They definitely got it. They're still on the hype of PS4 win from its 6-year lifespan. We can have those argument conversations about who won that 6-year competitive year later, but come on, let's be real. PlayStation is coming up off the hype of a win, and they're still taking home the win with the PS5 by being the biggest console out through history now. They're still coming on with the win, let's be honest. It's a short-term win. I think Xbox is going to really take that thing, man. And that's I've just been really thinking about that. They have to change something. And what Xbox can kind of, speak on just more future improvements of what they can do. And what I think they already know, and they're kind of heading in that category, is focusing on character catalog. Character catalog is with the studios. That's what Bethesda back come in at. Big breakdown, folks. Listen, man. That's my deep breakdown of Xbox, Sony, Nintendo, what they need to do, how it's gonna be going, and what may be potentially be how it's gonna break down, man. But that's a big move what Xbox has been, dealing with, man. That's a big thing, and I think it's a great thing for gaming, period. Because let's not, although back to the drawing board, let's not forget about PlayStation, other new studios. Now, quick breakdown in one second. We crunched over talking about Xbox. Let's crunch over a little bit, breaking it down about PlayStation. The mistakes PlayStation has made on the ride with their win. What I mean by that is the mistakes they made. One of the biggest mistakes they made is when they canceled the whole streaming services, the whole PlayStation View thing. They canceled that. That whole services, they should have kept that. Meanwhile, Xbox is thinking about coming out with a freaking Xbox TV. Now, let me future prediction to break that down for a second. This whole Xbox TV thing could be really big, because we're talking about Ultimate Game Pass. I'm not even looking at the regular Game Pass, $9. The $15 a month, that ain't bad. Old Xbox, new Xbox Plus, EA exclusive membership play. Listen, man, 15. You can't beat that. That's pretty dope. So if they drop this whole Xbox TV Game Pass with that, like, that's a whole nother future gaming takeover. And not to mention that little controller that they have for you to stick your mobile device in. I forgot about that. That's going to be dope for mobile gaming also. Now, mobile gaming, I'll come back and do another breakdown on that some other time. But moving back to PlayStation, their mistakes. Their mistake was that letting go of that PlayStation services, that television services, they should have kept that because they had exclusive TV shows and was pretty great TV shows they could have kept. And now they're looking at movies and potential TV shows that HBO is going to have, like Last of Us. Wait a minute, don't y'all own all of that's Naughty Dog? That's y'all stuff. Y'all should have got with your own people in-house party, PlayStation View with Naughty Dog, and go ahead and make this movie, TV show, or whatever, man. Make this stuff. You have the character catalog. Give us a God of War show or movie or whatever, man. Give us an Uncharted. Give us a Last of Us. All built into the PlayStation. Wait, don't Sony make televisions? Yeah, you remember when PlayStation tried to do something with PS3 back in the day where it was built into the television? So this stuff is definitely possible. And if PlayStation really changed their marketing plan, I should say Sony period, if they change their marketing plan to kind of don't fix what's not broken, or I should say add all of the things that make sense and all of the good things from the past and now, put it all together, and you got yourself a good, at least a good marketing strategy. Because wait a minute, you got the Sony televisions, you have the PlayStation app, which was the PlayStation View, and you have your own TV shows and movies. Last of Us, Uncharted, whatever. You got the games and you got the movie, TV shows, all on the app, all on a Sony television. So that's what PlayStation dropped the ball at. They should have kept that. Nintendo-wise, Nintendo's doing kind of good because they're spreading their character catalog onto mobile. But I'm going to wait because that's going to go into a breakdown onto mobile gaming. I'm going to have to wait on that. But that's my go-to on Nintendo, and for right now. And that's my definitely go-to on Sony. Sony has really dropped the ball on that, man. It's a short-term win, but if they don't change something now, we're looking at, man, like I said, it goes back to an episode on RGTV station where we was talking about gaming kings and players or something like that. The kings of 2022 and 2021. Xbox is going to take that. That's the long-term prediction. And it's still kind of valid. PlayStation got some stuff up its sleeve. And like I said, don't forget about the studios, the new studios they have. You know, they still got some stuff they're still planning. This long-term wave that they're riding, well, the short-term wave that they're riding right now is only temporary because this is a better value. The whole Game Pass, this is the ultimate Game Pass, this is definitely a better value. And if they make another move, like a big purchase of Bethesda, something, another studio like that, hey man, that's pretty dope. But by the way, they really don't really have to because they already got new studios, plus Bethesda, plus EA. You got this whole free thing with the EA pass comes with that. So with that being said, they're focusing on something that they already kind of know about. Character catalog. They get that character catalog down, man, Xbox is what should I say, Microsoft. Microsoft is gonna really take the whole thing by storm. Now, I was speaking about artificial intelligence before in a lot of the gaming consoles, like that need to be a thing to where we're able to really, really dive deep into connecting these devices and connecting us with these devices, like being able to talk to my PlayStation and it helps me inside the game. Now, these things are possibly still can come out in the future, but these are just ideas that I feel like these next consoles or Nintendo next thing, instead of when you do make your hardware or your technology better, that can be a key thing that you can throw in there, especially if Nintendo is going to continue to focus on the go gaming. If they do that, they need to implement artificial intelligence for things like Google, Sierra, the Bing lady on the Microsoft Katana, if they do that, man, they're going to continue to focus on the game. They need to really lock down hardware, artificial intelligence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, that's my big breakdown of that. And moving on to something real fast before it slips my mind, I've been beta testing this new PlayStation update. I know by now a lot of us probably have got the email or whatnot saying they're going to remove the whole communities features or whatnot. Listen, I've been beta testing this new software, and for what I have to say, man, it's nothing really too much in the software. Yeah, they are removing the communities and whatnot. Again, it's something I think they should keep, because it was a couple communities that were still, up and running. People still communicating. People still, hey, you want to come play this game with me? People are still there, making real friends or whatnot. So I think that's another mistake that PlayStation, they don't need to do. They should have kept communities. Not too many people really use it, but there is some that were still alive and active. I had a pretty big zombie community. It's pretty big, and they took it away. But but my personal opinion, man, so far, man, what I'm thinking is they keep updating, pushing out these software updates. It seems like it's making the PlayStations more slower. Now sometimes they seem a bit, some of the updates make it seem, a bit smooth. A bit more faster on the UI, but I'm noticing it's really kind of slow the PlayStation down. UI performance before a game start and even after a game start. Like, perfect example on Call of Duty. Some of the stuff is not even some of the stuff is not even loading up. Even outside when you're playing a game, the game is kind of, a bit laggy at times. There's nothing running, and it's still kind of, a bit slow. And by the way, I have a PS4 Pro, so it's not even like I'm playing on the default lower system. I'm playing on the Pro, and it's still, I have a bit of problems after so many updates. So with that being said, man, I don't know, man. Sony really needs something. They need, these are a couple things they need to fix, and even on software side now, man, like, you should have kept communities. You should have kept PlayStation View. Like, you should have kept some of this stuff, man. And these updates you're pushing out for software wise, make these UI performance much better. Like, I know other people see this stuff, and I know you see this stuff when y'all are testing these things, how these games is lagging and freezing up. Maybe the hardware is just can't keep up anymore. Maybe so. I had a lot more hope for the PS4 software updates, and after beta testing this one, by the time this podcast is actually out and a lot of people hear it, probably the software be already out. But after beta testing so many softwares, man, I feel like, man, so many software updates, y'all starting to really slow down the UI on the console. That sucks, man. But yeah, it's shoot. I just don't want Xbox to take the win. That's another fanboy argument for later on, man. But look, man, that's my full breakdown of Xbox, man. They definitely gonna take the win with this whole season pass thing. That's definitely something. Y'all stay tuned for more, man. You know how we rock me off the top of the dome. Follow me on Twitch. I be live there playing every time I play. Y'all gonna see me broadcast. Call of Duty from time to time. Assassin's Creed from time to time. Hitman from time to time. Road Company. Some fighters, more combat, Soul Calibur. I'll be playing some of everything, man. Sometimes Pokemon on Nintendo. Classic games I'm about to get back into. I'll be playing some of everything. Follow me there, Twitch, Master239. And we out. Game on. And stay tuned for more now, because I ain't going nowhere. I'll be back. We're going to be talking about a lot more stuff here in March, man. But I hope you like that breakdown. Game on. What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind, man. And listen, this is the weekday weekend drop. Man, listen, man, I just want to come here and talk about a little bit what's going on with Sony, man. Just a little thoughts on this, every game, every little free, this little spring break free game thing they got going on. Listen, man, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But when you're in comparisons of the Xbox Game Pass, you know what I'm saying, coming from that conversation, it's just like, man, look, man, Xbox Game Pass got this, you know what I'm saying, more value over there. But then, you know what I'm saying, after listening to the last segment that I dropped, go back and listen to what I was saying and the whole breakdown. Listen, man, Xbox free Game Pass, compared to that, yes, it's a much better value to deal. But from a PlayStation standpoint of view, We don't really have a lot of this stuff. And for them to give us, for one, this is a big thing for indie. These are some free indie games too. So, that's a good thing. So, overall, it's a cool thing. You know what I'm saying? Not knocking it, but compared to Xbox Game Pass, moving on, man. Listen, man, that VR, we got a glimpse or a little picture of what the PS5 VR may be like. Man, I don't know, Captain. There's something right there I'm going to have to actually see. Kind of like when you first put your eyes on the Wii. The Nintendo Wii, just the wireless, you got your gears and your gadgets, like you finna just really do some boxing on that thing, and it was like something I gotta kind of see. And this, I kind of feel like this, you know what I'm saying? Your hands, now I can see force like the motion and the accuracy and all that is gonna be really cool in it, and especially if it got the haptic feedback, so like they said it would, like that's gonna be dope. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of excited to see where they go with it. But it's something that I would have to actually have in my hand and personally use before I really give my full judgment onto it. Because your hands look like they're just stuck in like a small ball or something. So I'm like, I don't know. But it almost looked like the PlayStation VR sticks is out now, but just surrounded like a whole ball surrounded over it or something. So I'm not quite sure, but I have to see when it come out. Kind of interested where they go with it. And then plus, man, if it's just not so many cards that they say it's just gonna be one cable connection, hey, we'll see. We'll see. And hell, it may even be to a point to where it may look like it's wireless, but it's not really wireless. Or maybe more than just one cable. We don't know. We'll see. But I don't know. Man, listen, we want some GTA 6, man. Give me some VR in GTA 6. There's something that we all have been waiting for, GTA 6, man. I can only imagine in some next-gen graphics, it's gonna be dope. Now then put it in a VR world with a VR controller like that. Hey man, the future of gaming is getting much more brighter. But listen, I'll be back. Stay tuned for more. You know how we rock, man. Game on. What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind Mind, and this is the weekday drop. Listen, March is almost over, but there's a lot of stuff been happening. Listen, man, I can't take a couple notes on these, just let you know what's going on. Listen, where we're going to start at is, first things first, I'm going to talk about a little bit of Nintendo, and why is it so cool, and why I'm starting off with Nintendo. Look, so Nintendo is in the making of making a new Pikmin game, a new Pikmin AR game. Now, remember, deep dive heavy talking about Nintendo AR technologies, what they're doing with Mario Kart, the success they had with Pokemon Go. Now we're seeing a new ideal of things with AR with Nintendo. They'll continue to do these things, and it's with Pikmin. So again, they're using their own characters, making their own little lanes. Nintendo's always stayed in their own little lane. And for the mere fact we got a Pikmin AR to kind of get people up and walking, you know how Nintendo always do. They always find some type of way to keep you gaming, but always still active and exercising at the same time, which is pretty cool. So I'm actually pretty excited to see how this Pikmin AR game will go to help people walk around and do things. Are they gonna make it like the Pokemon Go series? We don't quite know yet, but just little things that's floating around on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter and the things that's floating around on Twitter, now listen, man, Xbox Live, brand new game, Xbox Network. What? I think I like Xbox Live better. So Xbox is changing their online services name to Xbox Network. Sound pretty familiar? PlayStation Network. That's right. Trying to be like the PlayStation master, huh? But yeah, Xbox Live was the old name. Xbox Network is the new name. Speaking of network of things, PS3, PlayStation Vita, PSP, the online stores are closing. I kind of forgot. I kind of shit for Vita and PSP. I thought they was already closed. I thought they'd been shut those online ports down. For PS3, now I know that was still up, but I think they said summertime they'll be closing these things down. Now that's not good, because for a lot of people that still have those older consoles, The thing is, the hardware on the PS3 is really it's a headache. So to jailbreak that thing is already a headache. And for the games that are digital games that's on our PS3s, the question is, if they close the store, you won't really be able to play those. So either you jailbreak your PS3 or you just be screwed out of luck pretty much. And that makes a good valid point because I think that someone was also mentioning about the CMOS batteries or something in the PS3. That's an issue. I don't know. It's just a lot of issues. But hopefully everybody got a PS5 by now. But they're closing those things down. But yeah, you may want to jailbreak that thing, man, so you can continue to play your old PS3 digital games and have other jailbreak fun with it. Other things in Nintendo too, man. Nintendo is talking about removing some of the Mario games off the eStore. That is kind of weird because Mario's like one of their top seller games. But the thing is, it's probably games that they already have that's bundled out, like like the new Mario game that's out now. They got those 3 bundled, like the Mario Anniversary. Those 3 Mario games are bundled into it, so individually they'll probably remove those from the market because they got that game out. Who knows? I doubt if they're just removing Mario games just to be removing it. Nah, they got something up their sleeve, man. And I was listening to a interview about IGN was interviewing the developers of Control, and they were saying that PlayStation, Sony was a little bit more ready for next gen than Xbox was. Now, I'm gonna deep dive into that a little bit. I can believe that because of the mere fact. Remember when Xbox dropped, the whole, in the middle of a 6-year lifespan, they come up with these upgrades. You got PS4 Pro that came out, but during the PS4 Pro, when that was just a small little upgrade boost, that wasn't really a big upgrade boost. Now, what Xbox did, they came out with a whole nother console doing their whole little upgrade boost. Xbox had way more than just an upgrade boost. That was next gen, but not next gen. So with that being said, that console typically should have came out probably at the end of the 6-year lifespan, or they should have had a small boost. So they were still, kind of working on that. And then on top of the new Xbox Series that just came out, the Xbox Series X, I can believe that. When PlayStation, they're not really, transitioning over from a normal PS4 to PS4 Pro. That's not hard at all. So they had more time to, translate their games over to the PS5 and work on these things. So I can see them being a lot more prepared for next gen with that game and probably other games also. I can see that too. Speaking of what Sony is continuing to do great on, man, is I got interrupters in the Xbox viewer fans and the fans of Xbox. Look, man, y'all know we always hear just talking smack, man, between Sony and Microsoft. I'm team of both. I own all Sony products, no Xbox products, but I'm a gamer. So listen, $25 billion in gaming revenue from Sony. You hear me? $25 billion. They're the top of the food chain. And we got Tencent. Those guys make like some Chinese mobile games or whatnot. They make other games as with Tencent. I really don't remember Tencent, a lot of their stuff, but they're like number 2. Nintendo like number 3. I think Xbox is like 4 or 5, something like that. But Sony with the $25 billion, yo. Again, man, that's short term. Now that's for 2020. So my thing is, I think that's gonna probably change. And the success of PS5 right now, they'll probably get knocked down to 2. But Xbox, no worries, Xbox gonna climb that ladder. And the reason I keep saying Xbox gonna climb that ladder is because, they're buying in. They already bought into more studios. They're still, dedicated to this whole Xbox Game Pass. And for the mere fact, this big Bethesda deal that just went by, so they're gonna climb up to at least top 3. They're gonna at least be 1 or 2 from this point on. They're gonna be 1 or 2. But that's just my future prediction on that. I want to touch on something real fast, man. The Last of Us 2 TV show be covering just the first game, and then they're kind of diver off to somewhere else or whatnot. That's pretty cool, man, because Last of Us was the first one was was a great game, and for the TV show to cover just the first game, man, that's gonna be dope, man, because to me right now I still like Last of Us 1 over 2. I'm gonna have to replay some 2. A lot of people replaying some 2 pretty soon, but Last of Us 1 just stuck with me, man. Last of Us 2 didn't really stick with me. So by them taking the approach with Last of Us 1 to a TV series, that's gonna be dope. Because there's plenty of moments in 1 to where I was like, yo, they need to make this out of a show or a movie. Like, I can see this being like a Resident Evil franchise almost, you know what I'm saying? So it got really good potential. And little do we know, here we go. TV show coming real soon. Yo, real quick, man, Xbox, man, what y'all doing, man? Y'all need to go ahead and bring that Banjo-Kazooie and all the other Rare games that's under Rare Company, you know what I'm saying? And that's something I ain't necessarily forget, but it's like, wait a minute, Xbox, they have the license to Rare, so that means Banjo-Kazooie, only 2 I know right now, top of my head, is Banjo-Kazooie and Perfect Dog. Perfect Dog is one of my favorite games. The one they had that came out on Xbox years ago, it was okay. I was gonna say it was whack, but it was okay. It wasn't the Perfect Dog on 64. Now, if Xbox fuck around and get that Perfect Dog, matter of fact, speaking of Perfect Dog, there is a Perfect Dog in development, but we don't know if it's gonna be like exclusive or anything. Probably have to go back and listen to the old podcasts about though. So much gaming things just be running through my mind a lot of times, but I don't know if it's gonna be like an exclusive or anything. But it's gonna be dope. I hope it's gonna be dope. I hope it's gonna be like the 64 version, and I hope it's not exclusive. I hope it's for all consoles, all platforms. It'll be cool to do. But if Xbox fuck around, man, and really like bring out a really good Banjo-Kazooie game, a really good Perfect Dark game, it's so tempting to get an Xbox, folks. So tempting, man. Xbox they got some good studios under their watch, man, and they got some good games, I would say, that's in the making. Now, let's not. Hey, look, man. PlayStation got some new. Speaking of new great games in the making, PlayStation also has some new studios and a new AAA title game coming out too. Hey, let's not forget about that. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a great time to be alive in gaming, man. And y'all stay tuned for more, man. And just know we rocking, man. We rocking heavy, man. March has been the pro season for real, man. This podcast has been really long and really great. Hopefully, I won't have to split it up into 2 parts. If I do, just be sure to swing on over, subscribe, man. Tell a friend, like, share, do everything, man. But we here gaming. You know what I'm talking about? Follow me at Twitter. That's 23Mind, where I tweet a lot of this stuff. And Twitch, Master 23Mind. And see you at Twitch, because I'll be there. Yeah.